Welcome back to ESPN3 and the Watch ESPN app as we are giving you more continuous handball coverage with the World Players of Handball Race for 8 Professional Handball Tour. My name is Dave Vincent. I want to thank Chris Garrad as well as Linda Manning, Shay Lowenstein, Kara Mack, and those helping out with the live broadcast. Our referee is Dan Cordova, Emmett Peixoto versus David Fink. Emmett has the first serve from Pinole, California.
1-0.
David Fink now living in Tucson, Arizona. This is the men's 5th place semifinals.
Second serve.
And after this, it'll be a to-be-determined match.
Point. 2-0.
This is a one-gamer to 25. And these two are huge rivals.
Point. 3-0. Short. Second serve. Point. 4-0.
Four quick points for Emmett Peixoto here.
Point. 5-0. Side up.
So frustrating as a player. You have that open shot that you've made 1,000 times in your life, and then you miss it.
0-5.
Give your opponent a chance to come back in the service box and score some points. Should be 6-0.
Side out. 5-0. Thought that was good. Sounded good. Point. 6-0.
Now it's 6-0 here. A big setup. Fink throws that ball over to the left side, goes around the revolving door.
Side out.
Such a great shot right there, side out. Fink back into the box. This is the E4 design. Ron Cook Memorial Peachtree Open. Atlanta, Georgia. Rec Atlanta's the name of the club.
Point.
You see their logo dead center on the front wall.
1-6.
Their owner is absolutely amazing, Jason Chan. Big supporter of the sport.
Point.
These guys played wraparound for 2 minutes and decided then to, as the ball started to drop, they were going to also try to drop it and hit kill shots. They traded those back and forth. Now they're back into another one of those ceiling shot rallies.
Side out. 6-2. Short. Second serve. Point.
Great shot right there from Emmett Peixoto. Now it's 7-2. It's
7-2.
a one-game match to 25 here when it comes to the playoffs.
Replay. Seven, 2. Short. Second serve. Point.
And there's the first bit of emotion from Dave Fink.
8-2. Point. Nine, 2. Short. Second serve.
Big long rally here.
Side out.
Fink's the first one to go for it, and he gets the side out.
2-9. Screen. Two serves. Side out. Nine, 2.
Big setup. Emmett puts that ball just perfectly on the side wall as it comes off the back. Hard for Fink to get it back. Rally continues. Nice get from Fink.
Point.
These guys are exhausted right here.
Timeout. Answer first. Scores 10-2.
Both of these guys are exhausted.
Yeah, 1 minute.
"60-second timeout being called on the court here by David Fink. It's a one-game match to 25. You have to win by 2 here, even in these one-game matches. It's a round of 8 loss that pushed these guys down into the playoffs for 5th place. And so this is the opening round of the 5th place playoff. Only 4 guys in that 5th place playoff, in fact. And this is, I guess, would make it a semifinal. Winner will be playing for 5th, and it is a big deal on the tour because it's hard to even qualify on the Pro Tour, let alone get a placement somewhere. Both of these guys have had multiple 5th place finishes in their careers, and that's what keeps you in the top 10, or in their case, the top 8. And in Emmett's case, if he does win 5th place, and let's say Marco Chavez loses today in his semifinals, that means Marcos would take 4th place. Therefore, the 2 players won't be separated by too many points in the rankings. Right now, Emmett is ranked 8th. Marcos is ranked 7th. So they would probably keep their standing. And it's a big deal because both of them knew that if one of them did better than the other one, they might lose their spot in the top 8 if a newbie came in and scored points.
11-2.
Right now, Peixoto is just
hold it.
Running Dave Fink all over here, and Dave is physically exhausted.
11-2.
Which is not something you see very often.
Point. 12-2. Point. 13-2. Side out.
That was a great shot there from Dave Fink. Now at 15, there's an automatic 4-minute break. It's a TV timeout. And the player that served first to start the game will then be returning the serve when they come back after that 4-minute break. So very similar to
3-13.
Other sports like basketball or football where, maybe not basketball, but football where if you got received the kick in the first half, you'll be returning it in the second half.
Point.
So that's sometimes a momentum breaker in some sorts.
4-13.
At least the guys think that.
Point.
Fink had not been scoring points, and now he scored 3 straight. Emmett Peixoto is in his upper 30s. Dave Fink in his lower 40s.
Right around there.
Both national champions
Closer
in their
to
age
closer
division.
to this back wall. Right around there.
And both have been rivals for 20 or more years. On and off the court. Oddly enough, best friends, but they act like they're not. It's a very strange relationship. Both very
5-13.
competitive with pretty much everything they do.
Side out.
Beautiful shot there from Emmett. Both trading little punches. Emmett pokes it in the right corner, just a
13-5.
couple steps away from Fink. Amazing shot there from Dave Fink. Emmett has more accolades when it comes to the sport. When
5-13.
you start comparing trophies, but Fink has, that was a short ball. Fink has the higher ranking right now and has been basically ranked higher for the last 5 years. And probably gets more press than Emmett does. That ball was short. I'm surprised nobody's appealing.
6-13. Screen.
And in a weird way, Emmett's success over his 20 years sort of equals the press that Fink has been getting lately, especially being a 42-year-old and ranked in the top 4 or 5. Just within the last 2 years, Fink has been either number 2 or number 1 at his age. But then again, Emmett's also been #1 on the tour as well.
Thank you. Side out. 6-13. Short. Second serve. Point. 7-13. Point. Timeout.
Now it's 8-13 and a timeout called here.
8-13.
Emmett had a nice commanding 11-2 lead. And then Fink started storming back here. Now making it 8-13, bringing it somewhat closer. It seems to be hard for the guys to get to that 15th point. It's like they're chasing a chance to get a timeout. It's kind of weird, kind of mental thing that works against you in a way where you're trying to play as hard as you can just so you can take a timeout. And there seems to be this weird lull right there before you can get to that 15th point, and sometimes the player with the higher score doesn't get there first.
$20 seconds. No, ahora lo hicieron diferente. Todos tienen que referiar. All right, time in.
We're back into it here.
Scores 8, serves 13.
Peixoto calls that timeout, now 8-13. Another one of those close serves. We'll see if somebody appeals it. That was a screen ball, no call. Now Fink is going to be upset here because the referee didn't grant him that screen. We'll see if he says something to our ref, Daniel Cordova. Here it is here.
I saw what you. I thought you were out of position and you had time. I noticed. Huh?
Here's the exact play.
Yeah.
And Dave said he raised his hand. Nope, this is the end of the play. Sorry about that. I think did mention it to Daniel, and Daniel knew that it was coming.
13 serves 8. Fourteen serves 8. Short. Second serve.
We have not seen many balls break here this weekend. Last year at this tournament was a treasure trove of broken balls. The hard hitters were out. And that's just such an amazing shot. If you play the game of handball, you know how hard that is. But if you don't play, it doesn't get much fanfare, but I'm telling you, that is just difficult to do from that position. 38 feet back.
I caught the line. Second serve.
No argument from Fink on that short call. And another great shot from the revolving door. Fink goes around it, hits it with his left, gets another point now on the scoreboard, 9-14.
9-14. Point.
It's a beautiful natural hook as Dave Fink uses his left, goes underneath the ball. It cuts so it doesn't jam up against the sidewall, just slides it. does it again. This time it was a little bit away from that side wall. Emmett was able to get it back, but Dave turns around and gets a fly kill.
11-14.
Scores another point, now 11-14. Remember, he was down 11-1, 13-3, and that should be an avoidable.
Thank you, Fink.
Dave called the avoidable on himself.
14 serves 11.
And Emmett is trying to take this one into halftime with a lead of 15-11. Let's see if he gets it here. Nice dig. Unbelievable play. Both of these guys are exhausted here. Be surprised if Fink doesn't call timeout.
You need the towel?
You know it's bad when you're too tired to actually catch a towel that's been thrown to you and then bend over and clean up the wet spot. Referees recognizing this and giving them a little bit of time. See if Fink remembers that he's serving.
All right. Into the back. They're still good. They're okay. 11 serves 14. Short. Second serve.
Another great shot from Fink. Breaks over the top of that ball, keeps it down, hits it above the waist.
12,
Very
14.
hard shot to hit. Look at that ball reverse out. Great serve from Fink. See if he can capitalize here with a point.
Replay.
Good smart call. I think that was a smart call from the referee. Called it really early, but it seemed to be the right one.
It's a screen. He would have gotten it though. Replay. Scores 12 serves 14.
That looked like it was short. Another shot that Emmett's able to get. Gets this one as well. Flips away from Dave. He probably will appeal, but I'm surprised he doesn't.
Fourteen serves 12.
This is half point. Because if he gets the point, we'll go into halftime.
Timeout.
These guys are really tired here. Fink will be serving at 12-14. You saw him slip right before he took that last shot. He knew that Emmett was down over on the right side, and then he slipped. He could have easily have missed that shot because of that slip.
Twelve 14. Short.
Strange cadence from the referee there. 12-14, second serve now. Emmett was up 6-0 at one point before Dave scored his first point.
Point.
Now 13-14. Emmett's climbed the mountain. Now he's finding it hard to get over the top, scoring that last point. Wow. And now Fink is going to be serving to go into halftime. Unbelievable.
14-14.
Down 11 or 3-11. And he gets it right there, and now they're going to go into a 4-minute halftime, and that's just unbelievable.
The win by 2? Oh, timeout. I mean, halftime.
Unbelievable how that all transpired as Fink scored or outscored Emmett by the score of 12-3, something like that there toward the end, 12-3 before that halftime. We're going to take a break as well, and we're going to be back in about, I guess, about 3 minutes. So stick around. We'll have more continuous action here as the second half of this men's semifinals will be live right here on the air with the World Players of Handball on ESPN3.
NFC, AFC, offensive linemen, defensive tackles, quarterbacks, and cornerbacks are all living united to ensure the academic success of millions of kids in our communities all the way to graduation day. But that won't happen without you. So take the pledge at unitedway.org. Make a difference in the life of a child. Suit up like your favorite NFL players and become a volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor with United Way.
It's time to join forces. Get energized and fuel up right. Because starting today, every kid in America has a mission. Bring out the action hero in you. Be part of the greatest action movie ever. The first movie that puts you in the action. Show us how you train and eat like an action hero. Join in at actionheroalliance.com.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke, because buzz driving is drunk driving.
There are a million places you'd never consider texting. So why would you do it while driving? Leave risky driving to the professionals. Stop the texts, and together we can stop the wrecks.
So, what's it gonna be? We could ride bikes, skating, movies, zoo, whatever you guys want to do.
Can we just do this?
Yeah. We could just do this.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
We are back here as Emmett Peixoto is getting his final gear on. Referee called 30 seconds about a minute ago. Emmett gets to the courts,
Go, Emmett.
finds out that he didn't have his eye guards, has to go back to get those. Second half will be coming up here in a second. Dave Fink was down 6-0 before he even scored, or 0-6 as it was at the time.
Hey, second half. Fink
Then
serve.
found himself down 3-11, and then came back to take the half at 15-14. We're going to 25, and you have to win by 2.
15 serves 14. Short. He appeals. I saw it short. One agrees. Length. Length. Did you see that serve or no? He didn't see it. One agreed though, and I saw it short. I saw it hit the line. I'm pretty sure it was short. Second serve. Replay. $15-14. Short. Second serve. Shut up. 14-15. Third ball. Second serve. Shut up. 15-14.
We're at 15-14 here. This ball thrown to deep court. Emmett unable to track it down. Both of these guys completely exhausted as we welcome in Marcos Chavez. Marcos, Dave was down.
A little bit in front of the middle.
I know you
service
love
line.
these stories. 0-6. Okay.
Right around there.
He was down 0-6 to start it off. Eventually got to 3 points when Emmett was at 11. And then 3-13 he was down. Came back and took the half, 15-14. And now you can see what the score is here at 16-14. We're going one game to 25. And you've been in this position. It's kind of a strange psychological thing. You're going into halftime. You have a big lead. Or your opponent's been in this position. And they get up to 13 or 14. And then all of a sudden the well goes dry and they can't score that last point. Why is it so hard to score that last point? You put pressure on yourself, or?
No, they just seem to be rolling. Like
It's weird, right?
Yeah, and then you just can't seem to do something right to get them out of the front court. Look at this, Dave is just
unreal.
I was beating Dave at one of the senior tours. I think I was up maybe 13-2.
I remember that. Right.
And he came back and beat me. I couldn't stop it. I think he even had game point, and he beat me 16-14.
Right, I remember that.
It was a pretty.
Look at that shot.
But just Dave has that. Like, if you watch, if you really watch closely Dave how he plays, it's amazing. Like he actually. I mean, I think I play like a pro athlete. I try, but he does something more than like what most of these people do. That I see, he's giving all. He gives his full effort, or at least he shows it more. He gives his full effort on everything he does. And then at the end of the rally, that's why you see him kneel down, like on his knees, like holding his, his hands on his knees and just gasping for air. Because if you watch, every shot he's trying to put away, trying to pass it.
Yeah.
It's
constantly applying pressure.
Yeah, pressure. And he's an incredible player. And he's just not going to let you win. And that's why
14-19.
Luis Cordova was saying, you know, he didn't really want to face him because, and I think a lot of other pros don't, because they understand how he plays. You know, he gives it max effort. He shoots those shots like that hardly anyone does. I mean, great get from Emmett, but for the most part, I mean, he usually rolls those. And
well, even if you don't,
19.
Emmett has to go up and dig a perfect shot and then take everything off of it to get the ball to slow down. And then Dave's right there on the next shot.
And there he is. See?
So that constant pressure puts pressure on you to even make the most perfect shot. And times when you have to make a get, you have to actually put it away, and that ball just skips right past.
Yeah.
And they're just nice shots. The shots, they're very smart. He's just not shooting them just to shoot them. Very strategic on how he plays. Like, anybody on the senior pro tour or the regular pro tour understand, if you're going to play Fink, he's going to give you a donut. You know, he's the type of player that just gives 100% all the time.
It's hard for him to find practice games at the club. Nice get right there from Fink. Look at this. He's 42 years old. And if this were the finals, he would have got up and dove for that last one. 42 years old, and you're diving against walls. But you're right. When the rally ends, it looks like he's completely exhausted. But that's the time when you do take those breaths. But everything Dave does in his life seems to be over-exaggerated. You know, I know one of the guys that you played in the round of 16, Shorty Ruiz, one of the bigger problems that he has as a handball player is that he doesn't want anybody to see him sweat. He wants to make it look like it's all easy and relaxed. And if he let himself go and be a little bit more susceptible, you know, he would be better, because instead of showing that emotion, he keeps it inside and I'm tough and I'm not going to do this. But Dave, he shows all of the emotion at everything. You know, giving a speech, he'll shed a tear, you know, helping you out at your house, you know, whatever it is, he gives you 100%. And some guys hold it in, and that actually holds them back from actually being better.
Yeah.
A guy like Shorty, great player, could be much better if he didn't care about those, you know, worrying about what other people thought about him breathing hard. It's not a sign of weakness if you breathe hard.
Yeah, some people just, they hold emotion back. Like they don't want to let it be known to the player, I'm breathing hard. Or anything like that.
And what it does is it
and
actually...
why do you do that? Why would you do that? It doesn't make sense. It's just...
10 seconds.
Take those big breaths.
Yeah, take them. Let them see it. Let your opponent see it. It's all right.
Yeah, I'm trying
They're doing
hard.
the same thing you are. Emmett just now scores his second point in the last 25 minutes. It's been all Fink.
That's about
pretty much
16-19.
I would say pretty much outscoring Peixoto 18 to 5 over the last 25 minutes.
But Peixoto's been gassing out a lot lately in the tournaments. You know, he has a lot going on. He has a lot of studies. He had a baby a year ago or so, and
17-19.
And with that said, he's in the fifth place playoffs.
Yeah, I mean,
you know.
And he was a little heavier last year that I noticed. This year he looks a little slimmer. So yeah, I mean he's probably trying to get back into the game as much as he can, and
side out.
It's just nice to see him here also, you know. And everybody on the tour again, you know, coming back first season.
Short.
You know, everybody looks good actually.
They do. This year it's a lot different than last year. Last year everybody was a little wobbly on this tournament. I mean, we've seen a lot of hand airs here, but everybody looks like they're at least thought about it a little bit more. Got still somewhat sharp.
Yeah, the fans must be happy to see these good games going on, and people, you know, watching on ESPN must really appreciate this.
Look at that shot! It's amazing. That's a right to front kill.
With the angle, yeah,
it's such a sharp angle, and that's a patent shot, one that he's done so well for many years. But it's hard to go into the same wall over there without hitting that ball too wide.
Yeah, he has to go over the top, I think, just to make it
stay.
To make it go up, go forward.
Hold on. 20 serve.
Well, the biggest mistake people make on that shot is they'll hit it too far. If you're going into that right wall, you hit too far to the right wall, and then the ball is it's a huge setup. So you have to thread the needle perfectly.
I mean, look at the effort on this with Fink. You have to admire what he's done. He went from diving to the left, back to the right. Wow.
That's a great shot.
But you see, he'll be on his hands on his knees, sucking air. But it's fine. It's okay. I mean,
well, he doesn't
deserve
care.
it. Like,
he doesn't care what you think about it.
17 serves 20.
I guarantee anybody that plays handball that has not played Fink, you're scoring 0.
Yeah.
I mean, because he's going to go in there and try to put one on you. Especially if you got a little bit of hype or fans have been talking about you or whatever it is. The first time he plays you, he's going to try to put 2 zeros on you, and a lot of times he's successful. The hardest player I've ever even stepped on the court with. I haven't played Brady. I've played against Chapman and Tony Healy, but this guy is very hard to play because there's psychological stuff that's happening, but it's not really anything he's doing purposely. It's just he's sort of like the Terminator, and you're just intimidated by somebody like that.
What he does different from even Killian doesn't do this, or some of the pros, is that, and I think he's the only pro that does it, is from the start, flip of the coin, he gets the serve, he gets in the serve box. Most pros aren't ready to serve the ball. They get the first serve, but they're not looking. They're looking for the ace and stuff. But the effort that you put into, that back right leg, the push off, and he gives 100%, which is something that. And then what he'll do also is in that rally, he'll just push you to exhaust you, because that's the first thing that he wants you to know is that I'm here, I'm ready to play. Like, it's a mental thing.
It's a lot like boxing, coming out and attacking somebody.
Yeah,
it's just too much.
Yeah.
You don't even know where to
It
start.
is.
How do I defend myself without getting knocked out? And then also while that's happening, how do I wear him out at the same time? It's very hard to do. You say, well, you have to engage in rallies with a guy like that, and I guess that's your only thing that you can do. But how do you rally if you never have control of the court? And now he's losing.
That's your last timeout.
As Peixoto has just turned up the heat here,
He has.
3 points away. Meanwhile, the Rock is as solid as can be right now against what looked like it was going to be just a walkover.
Well, he's concentrated and got back in the service box, makes some beautiful shots, and he's not intimidated. He's in there shooting back, and it's starting to become a good game. I know we were talking a lot about Fink, but hey, Emmett Peixoto, former #1, I think, at one time.
Yeah, he was #1.
3-wall national champ.
Back-to-back national 4-wall finalist.
This guy, he has a great record.
Yeah, his achievements over his career have been really good. And I was saying it earlier, I was in here in the booth by myself, but I kind of feel like the lifetime achievement of the body of work that Emmett has is similar to the press that Dave Fink has been getting lately. They kind of cancel themselves out.
Yeah.
Fink was ranked #1 on the Pro Tour with the Race for 8, something that Emmett never was on the Race for 8. He was on the previous tour.
22 serves 20.
But which makes no difference. There were still great players on both of those tours. But Fink being 39 ranked #1 and then ranked #2 last year and the year before on a couple weeks. You remember when he was #2.
Replay.
That gets you a lot of press. So he's been getting, sort of the same amount of press that
22-20.
Peixoto once got.
Yeah. And he's done it later in his career, it seems like. Being that #1.
I think they both got it. Look at that beautiful shot. Emmett dives in and gets it.
Did it hit him?
No, I think he swung his legs around. Let's look at the replay here. It's going to be tough probably from this angle.
Yeah, I didn't see it, and then the crowd kind of went,
and then...
Oh, it didn't. Yeah, it did. I don't think it hit him.
That's one of the worst feelings ever. You dive for a ball, and you know it's going to hit you, so you open up your legs, and then it hits your leg. And you're like, why did I open it? What am I doing? 23-20, 2 points away is Emmett Peixoto here from advancing to play for 5th place tomorrow after it looked like it was going to be an easy win for Fink.
No, too much. Sometimes it's too much to come back and win.
Well, Emmett clearly had that mountain to climb, and he couldn't get over the top. And now Fink has it. He dives in. Emmett dives in. Fink's back in the front, pumps it down the left side. Emmett back to front. Another dive for Peixoto. Unbelievable. That's the fourth dive for Peixoto. He almost goes for the fifth one, and he'll probably call a timeout. The towel is going to maybe do it for him. But how many dives there? It was 4?
Look at this and how he gets up.
But he's almost here on that one. He could have left his feet.
He left just a little late. Look at these guys.
Look at this. Emmett's like saying, who's going to clean this up? And the referee just smiles because he can't really do much about it.
I should take my headphones off and go dry the court.
Here, I'll hold him if you want to.
Behind the short line is where he dove.
I say the winner of that rally doesn't have to clean the courts. Look at this. Here's that beginning flip to the back to front. That was actually probably the hardest dive there, even though it wasn't really a dive, because he had to control his momentum without jamming into the side wall.
20 to 23.
Their combined age is over, well, about 80 years old.
82, 81. I was 39 or 38. I don't know how old Emmett is. He's 2 years older than Sean, so 37.
20 serves 23.
20 to 23.
Short.
That's a good call.
Second serve.
Oh, unbelievable. What did that ball do?
Side out.
I know Dave said that he was having trouble seeing the ball off the court stickers that you see on there, the advertisements, the promotion.
23 serves 20.
That ball did something really strange up there.
I haven't had any issues with that. The front wall is a little funky, though.
Oh, there's
it has like dimples in it or something.
Yeah. That's going to be tough to get back. And there's the 24th point. Now it's match point for Emmett Peixoto.
Wow.
And Kara Mack will be going onto the court to get an interview from Emmett, because once he escapes, we might not ever see him again. And there it is. Emmett takes down Dave Fink, advances to the 5th place final. Emmett wants the crowd to put their hands together for him.
Yeah, no. That's a great win. That's a great win.
Emmett was trying to escape, but it didn't work. Let's go to Kara. What's going on?
He's excited. I love how you're getting people involved this weekend, really turning to the crowd, saying, come on, cheer.
Yeah, that's what they're here for, right? They want to see good handball. I think that was pretty good.
You two are sitting in that broadcast booth for a match before this, you know, talking, and you have to come out here and play each other. How does that have any influence on how this match plays out?
I would take off the headset and tell him how much I hate him in between points, and then I put it back on. No, it's like he's a great player. Every time we play, it seems like a battle, so we both knew it was going to be really hard. And luckily, I just hit a few good shots there at the end, and I was nervous when he came back all the way, but I just kept being aggressive. I think that made the difference.
For those who don't know how points work, how everything works here with the Race for 8, talk about the importance of this match, not only because it's Fink and an opponent that you've had for a long time, but also because of that.
Well, if Dave Fink would have won, he would have a better answer for that one. But I know that I really want the points. I mean, I came in, I won my first round last year here, but I lost right after that, so I've already accumulated more points. So that boosts me up in the rankings already, so I'm pretty happy about that.
You are still sweating galore. I know I'm a tough interview. I apologize for that. But I know your girls are watching at home. If you want to give them a shout out, feel free.
Yeah, I love them so much, and I just really miss Amelia and Jessica, and I can't wait to come home and see them.
Super sweet ladies and little girl. Congratulations. Yeah, after you guys.
Yeah, there he is. He gets the win, and he gets to speak back home to his wife and his daughter. of course, his family, and he wants the crowd to put their hands together.
For the Rock.
For the Rock. Emmett Peixoto is going to be playing for 5th place tomorrow. See, it is it's interesting because people, I've heard them say, why do you put these playoffs on there? The reason why is because you see the reaction from the players when they win.
Yeah.
That's the reason why. It's important to them. And you've been in this position before where you're emotional winning a semifinals of a 5th place match, and you're like, what's going on here, man? Yeah. Are you okay? And you're like, hey, this is big.
It's big.
5th place is a big deal. I always say that your first step is to qualify, of course.
Yeah.
Then you want to have a good showing in the round of 16 and not get embarrassed. And then the next time you get there, you want to make it to the round of 8. But if that doesn't actually work out well, you want to get 9th place. But if you do happen to get into the next round, you want to be able to, get 5th place. That's kind of like the thing.
5th is good.
But Marcos, you're in a semifinalist.
Oh, yeah.
So the worst you can do in this tournament is 4th.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Tied for 3rd, actually.
Yeah,
so
long time.
So anyway, we're going to get the first semifinal match of the day on the court here. Killian Carroll is going to be probably a little late because this is a good one. He forgot his gym shorts at the hotel. So he was in the locker room, Marcos, and he was undressing. And he got to the point where he didn't have his shorts, and he was looking around. So he had to go call an Uber, run back to the hotel. Luckily, it's only a couple miles away. I don't see him around, so there could be a delay.
He's size small. He could ask one of the
Missouri
State
girls.
girls.
But I think he's gone right now, so he's history. So nonetheless, his partner, or his biggest foe, I would say, is Luis Cordova, and he's on the court warming up right now, getting ready to play. Meanwhile, Killian Carroll is trying to find his shorts. So we're going to take a break, and we're going to be back in probably 10 minutes. This match is supposed to start at 3:45 Eastern time, and we're right at that time right now. So we're going to have to just, I guess, take a break and then say goodbye for just a short moment, and then we'll be back to catch that first semifinal match of this Saturday afternoon. It's the Race for 8 Professional Handball Tour, stop number 1 on ESPN, but it's the 8th season, and we have a whole bunch of stops throughout the year, so we have a lot of these moments to share and pass along. So for Marco Chavez and those helping out with the broadcast, I'm Dave Vincent. We'll be back in just a bit. Stick with us as the first semifinal will be up next here on ESPN3. Right around the corner. Stay here.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Up, college is hard. Down, those books are heavy. My sport is football, but my passion is education.